Welcome to the Mayor's Update for July 2014. I'm Megan Pembroke, Communications Director for the City of Everett, and each month we sit down with Mayor Ray Stephanson to talk about issues and projects that are important to you. Welcome, Mayor.
Thank you. We're off to a great start in this summer, and just weather's on cue right after the 4th of July. It starts getting terrific, so been enjoying a lot of time with my grandson and my family and boating, and it's a great time of year.
We've had great weather even over the weekends, which is so unusual for us.
I know, it's normally nice during the week and rains on the weekend, but
yeah, it's nice.
The way it is just perfect.
Well, Mayor, I was hoping you could give us some updates on some different projects that have been going on around the city, and I wanted to start out with commercial air. We talked about that a little bit at the beginning of the year, and I know that's been a priority for you this year. So can you tell us a little bit about where we're at with that and why you think it's so important for the region?
Sure, and maybe just a recap for those that maybe aren't up to speed with the whole history of commercial air service. Paine Field is a county asset. It's received a lot of funding over the years, FAA funding. Because it is an FAA funded and certified airport, there can be no discrimination in types of services that airport provides. And that includes scheduled commercial air service. And that's really been this whole issue of contention really between the proponents who say this is a great asset, the utilization is maybe 45%, scheduled air service maybe adds 2 or 3% tops, so not a lot of flights and really quiet airplanes. And still be in a position to grow aerospace suppliers and other activities out there as well. And so I've long believed and really been an advocate for scheduled service really over the last decade, that it would really add to our economy and our ability to attract companies who want to grow and expand, have them grow and expand here as opposed to looking at other locations. And it's not just the movement of people and the convenience of that. It's really a lot of commercial air service are moving freight, maybe in small quantities, but are moving freight on a daily basis. So an aerospace supplier needs a part from Portland, it picks it up, that plane could pick it up in Portland and bring it up on a couple runs during the day. And so that kind of commerce is going on all the time. So June of this year was sort of a milestone date. The Ninth Circuit Court came to Seattle, they heard the case, and they decided that they would basically table any ruling on the appeal by Save Our Community, which is really a Mukilteo-based group primarily, until a fuller proposal became known. And we're sort of in parallel tracks in that regard, because just within the last couple of weeks, the county has received a private sector proposal to lease property at Paine Field, build a terminal, build parking for passengers, and bring airlines to our community to begin scheduled air service. And so the temporary stay, if you will, that the Ninth Circuit Court decided, I think will be heard here relatively shortly, as soon as that proposal is more known and we know who the carriers are. So I would expect that within the next 2 to 3 months, I always hope it happens faster, but the wheels of progress sometimes move slowly. But I would think in the next 2 to 3 months, we're going to get a clearer picture of what kind of service we're talking about, who are the proposed carriers, what kind of schedule, what the schedule would look like in terms of this company building a terminal. And then once that impact is known, then the courts can go back in and make their ruling. The ruling we hope for, I hope for, I'm sure the FAA hopes for, is that the FAA's original ruling that there were no significant impacts by providing scheduled air service at Paine Field, that the courts will uphold that decision. So maybe, fingers crossed, maybe before this year is out, we're going to start making real progress towards providing scheduled air service out of Paine Field.
Well, I'm sure we'll be talking more about this in the coming months. And a couple of projects where we are making some progress, and we've had some interest from people lately, the Riverfront Project and the Marriott Hotel in downtown Everett. Can you give us some updates on those two and where they're at?
Well, Polygon sold their residential building part of their business to a California company, a publicly held company. So I think for the principals of Polygon, it's a very good deal. And that development agreement that we took so much time and so much interest in developing to make sure that Riverfront grows in quality and in quantity the way we envisioned it to grow, that moves with the new owner. So as far as we're concerned, and we've looked at this pretty closely, and we've had our city attorney's office look at it, you're not going to really see any difference in terms of quality, schedule. A lot of the on-the-ground work is occurring this year. Polygon put new fill on the Simpson site. They'll start to build the streets and lay out the lots, and they'll start building homes there next year, 2015. And then and so that's at the southernmost end, the old Simpson site of the property, and then the northern most part of the property is the Eclipse Mill. That will be townhomes, apartments, more multifamily neighborhood, and that's part of their residential plan as well. So we're going to see construction there in 2015. Long awaited. Yes.
And Marriott, I know, is also hopefully coming online very soon.
They are. They have their financing. As our viewers may remember, we put some financial penalties on them in terms of allowing them another year to move the schedule out. And because if you recall, it was supposed to start like fourth quarter 2013. That schedule got moved out. So we've realized a couple payments from the principal of the Marriott Hotel, and but by all indications, we've had to notify our employees to find other parking because it's in that Allen Buick footprint. You've got Touchstone leasing space in downtown for their office. They're telling us that it's imminent in terms of pulling a building permit. So we expect to see construction this summer. And I know there will be a lot of folks who have doubted that thing would ever start that are going to be awfully happy to see that construction start. 8-story building, if I recall, 172 rooms, but it's going to be a great addition to downtown. It'll support the event center. Part of the problem we have with a lot of multiple day events at the event center is convenient hotels and hotels close by. And the ones that we have get filled up. We need additional space, so this will help that effort as well.
Great. It's great to see all that construction in downtown.
Yeah, it's terrific. And all the residential growth that's occurring, the farmers market, Scott Dowell's have a new project, residential project, where the old Hertz building was on Rucker across from Peak Fitness. So lots of stuff going on. Love seeing cranes in the air. It's fun.
Well, thank you for that update.
Okay.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about some upcoming events this summer.